Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. It is June, which means it's Evergreen Tribal Month, and we're focusing on a specific trait, a specific Evergreen key term. In this case, it's going to be Haste, and it's very natural to go to mono red for this, so I figured why fight it. And basically the idea of Evergreen Tribal is that we take one particular kind of keyword that's always used in every expansion, and we overload the deck with it. They actually throw away an obliterator, so this might be a reanimator deck. And they'll just bring it back in a couple turns. They do have Blood Fountain out already, so they can just return it to their hand with 4 mana. So we may not have long to do everything. But we got some stuff here, so we'll put out Kamanophas's Kakazan. And if we get the land, we'll put out Ill-Tempered Loner next turn. And if we don't get the land, we'll just put out Squee. Either way, I think I want to do Reckless Impulse instead of Reinforced Ronin. That might get me the land. There we go. Might have to give up the call in a Professional. We shall see. What is my opponent going to do? They're gonna kill something. Alright. Here comes the 4th land, Invasion of Zendikar. Let's them scale with the lands. They're gonna ramp up pretty quick. I don't think we can do 14 points of damage in one turn. So let's go ahead. They're tapped out. I think I go ahead and put out the Ill-Tempered Loner now. 1 point stronger. If he doesn't have removal, it could make things interesting if they bring back out the Phyrexian Obliterator. The nice thing about haste decks is if they get rid of everything that you've got, you've still got a way to attack them the very next turn. That's the advantage. And I think we just attack with these two. He's not going to block, so we activate the Ill-Tempered Loner's ability and increase his strength. Do it twice. 10 points. Now I don't care about a board wipe because I can put out 2 different creatures, both of which have haste next turn. Even if he blocks one, I still win with the other. So he activated the Blood Fountain. Now he can bring down the Obliterator if he wants. Instead he's just going to destroy everybody, right? He can leave the legendary creature. Okay, he wiped my board. Saved himself. He's going to attack. Gets a creature out of it. And that creature has haste too. But it's all for naught. Unless he has a cut down. Even if he has a cut down, if he doesn't play it before I tap an attack, I'm just going to do at least 1 point of damage. Oh, he didn't have an answer for it, so they bail. That's the power of haste. Alright, let me go ahead and show you the whole deck. This is a variation on something I put together that I was using originally for Historical Ranked. And for the new people, remember to subscribe. And if you're a relatively new player, this month is really for you. I take all of the keywords. If you're not familiar with all the keywords just yet, we're going to run through them all this month. We're going to run through them all and then some. We may make 2 decks based on a single keyword. Okay, so deck details. I did go down to 21 land for this just recently because it's such a cheap deck. Mana average is 2.2. So in some of the cheaper mono red aggro decks, I go down to 19 lands. I was keeping this at 24 for the longest time, and I would still get land starved if I went into ranking, but that's a whole nother issue. So let's just rearrange the view here, and we'll spread out our cards so you can see. We've got 4 of the Kumano Faces Kakazan, and in this format at least, Etching of Kumano has haste. 3 of the Phoenix Chicks with all have haste. The Rabbit Batteries have haste, and I can reconfigure them if I've got 1 extra mana and give any creature that doesn't have haste, I can give them haste. So let me know if you're spotting the pattern here. 4 Reinforced Ronins with haste. Braid for removal of artifacts. 1 Goro Goro, which I can spend 1 mana and give all creatures I control haste, which is handy for the Lizard Blades, which have double strike. I have 4 Reckless Impulse now. This is what I put in place of the lands, just to filter through. Twinferno can either copy a spell or give somebody double strike. 2 Call in a Professionals because lifelink can still beat us, so this stops the player from getting life and hit something. The Reckless Stormseeker can give itself haste when it first comes down, and if you got another creature that doesn't have haste coming down next, you can then go ahead and give it +1 and let the new creature gain haste until end of turn. So this is kind of nice. We've chosen some cards between the Reckless Stormseeker and Goro Goro and Rabbit Battery. We've got a lot of flexibility so that we don't have to have every creature already have haste, but we can give haste to things. Squee does have haste, though, legendary creature, and we can bring him back from the graveyard by exiling 4 other cards. Twin Shot Sniper, we could, first of all, we could block flyers. But also, if we want, we have the flexibility to just discard it using the channel ability and do 2 damage to any target if that's more important. 1 Atsushi the Blazing Sky does not have haste, but we've got enough things to give these things haste that I'm not worried. 2 Ill-Tempered Loners. When it's dealt damage, it does that much damage to any target. And 1 Thundering Raiju, which also has haste. And when you attack, you put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control. It could just be the Raiju. You could put it on the Raiju. Then Raiju deals X damage, where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. So mostly you're looking to attack with another creature, put the +1 on there, and do a point of damage to your opponent. But if there's nothing else and all you got is the Raiju, then stick it on the Raiju. 2 Burn Down the Houses for board wipes, and 1 Alchemist Gambit that is a nice little trick if we're already winning and we just need 1 more turn to knock them out and we're pretty sure of it. Then we just need 3 free mana. We'll cast this spell. Maybe they think that they have an extra turn and they let through everything that we've got because they're going to plan a board wipe or something. Then we play this and they don't get their turn to even do anything and we just win. So, nice little trick to use with Alchemist Gambit. And this is the idea of Evergreen Tribal, is you take an Evergreen term, in this case it's Haste today, and you just overload the deck with nothing but it. And just almost overwhelmingly, only that keyword. You do have to have a couple of things, like you have to have removal, you have to have, the board wipe or something. You can't do 100%. If you do 100%, then you leave yourself open to like 4 or 5 different ways to counter your deck. So you do want to have a little bit of balance in there. But we are heavily weighted with this one keyword that Wizards has given us, and we're counting on it being able to overwhelm the enemy. So no matter what they do, if we can set up the cards in the right way, then we're always going to have some kind of threat to them coming out the next turn. As well as early attacks. Does anybody care about Lion Sash at this stage of the game? Let's go ahead and put down Double Strike. There's nothing for them to exile to boost him up just yet. They could have a +1 counter. Or they might just have removal they're willing to use right away. Yep. They are willing to use the removal immediately, but it doesn't go into the graveyard, so nothing that the Sash can boost up with. They tapped for 1 point, so that lets us get another free hit in with our haste attacker. And might as well go ahead and speed through now because we got plenty of land. And we're already going to have to not worry about casting Burn Down the House. So we might, instead of trying for the quick knockout, we might let them get a few pieces on the board and then do a board wipe instead. There's a little plus up for them. Okay. We're just going to try and attack it first because we have Twinferno. And they might have another Planar Incision. If they don't take the trade, I have to use Twin Inferno anyway because it's going to go away, so I don't want it to waste. And I don't think they have anything they can use. They could have a Fading Hope and bounce the Ronin. They're thinking about something. Light the Way. +1. Okay. I will use Twinferno. Double strike. That's an okay trade for me. I don't mind losing a Ronin to get the Line Sash out of the way. That Line Sash can really grow a lot bigger later. Alright. Yeah, let's try this now. Okay. What else we got in our deck? Lots of land. Ooh, wedding announcement. Okay. I see your wedding announcement. I raise you a Ronin and a Phoenix Chick. Ba-bam bam! If they have another borrowed time, they might be willing to use it on the Phoenix Chick just because we have ways. Yep, we have ways to get the Phoenix Chick back, so they might not like that. They can't use borrowed time on the Reinforced Ronin because Ronin doesn't stay on the battlefield. Now the question is, oh, they do. They attack. All right. Let's see. I have 7 mana now, so Devils, Phoenix Chick. Reinforced Ronin. You're probably going to want to chump block or something. Oh, they take it. They take everything. Mad Lad. Halo Fountain doesn't gain them life, so I don't mind. I use them 2, which is just fine because we have another army. And when we lose the Devils, we direct the poison or the points of damage at their face and not to kill these things. Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of dead this turn no matter what. You double block a 1-pointer? Okay. And again, notice even with the board wipe that I chose, instead of using it as a board wipe, the creatures that we can get with it, they all have haste. At least until the end of the first turn. So we are doing good. Demonstrating the power of haste, at least. And it's not bad if you have another concept just to think of what other creatures that you have available that might have the ability to splash in a bit of haste. And you could use it as a secret weapon sometimes. That the board state is a certain way, they think that they've got everything covered. If you bring down a creature, they think they got a turn to respond. And haste is really a way to... I guess I'll play that now, even if I don't have a creature ready. I'm reluctant to play the second one if I don't get a third land. Never mind. We play that one too. Haste is the rule that lets you break the summoning sickness. Summoning sickness is a standard part of the game. All these keywords, they just break some kind of rule in one way or another. Okay, I kind of like this because I can put out the Stormseeker now. Can trigger the day-night cycle. Make Stormseeker attack. And now if I get a fourth land, I can put out the Loner and attack with the Loner on the same turn with Stormseeker's haste-granting ability. They tap out for that. They're still going to attack me. That is not a smart move. They're going to pay for it here. Because we got haste and haste and haste. And if I didn't, I just would have brought out Squee and attacked with Squee. But they're nearly dead already. And this is going to get exiled. No, they take it. They're down to 1 point. Oh, they're dead. They just don't... Even if they have a board wipe, you know, they could put it on a fourth land and do a depopulate and destroy everything. I've got haste. And that's... Well, never mind. They just die from that. The way Ill-Tempered Loner works, I deal damage to any target, so you're dead. And that's kind of why Ill-Tempered Loner is in the deck. Some people aren't very familiar with it. It gives me an extra win condition. Ooh, Fortified Beachhead, my first one. Sweet. You haven't burned all of my rare wildcards just to get lands yet. It's about time I get a good card. I've been getting like single gems on all the challenges lately. Or like a bunch of uncommons that I already have 4 copies of. It's always a genuine surprise when I actually get a first copy of a card right now. They could take the terrible economy and use their little percentage algorithms, and I mean they can tell what's in your deck, what you're missing. They've got all that data. All that data. And they could gear it. What I'd like them to do is once you get over a certain percentage, like 84.3% or whatever, then it kicks the percentages into high gear. If you have like a 1% chance of getting a mythic rare, make it a 4% chance of getting a mythic rare that you don't have already. Or take all the commons and uncommons that they keep throwing at you, and whatever the chance there was for you to get one you didn't have before, or a second or third or fourth copy of it, increase those chances quite a bit from whatever measly 1 or 2% chance it really is right now. You usually don't like to see Alchemist Gambit this early. And Ill-Tempered Loner is one of my most expensive cards, but I do have 3 land already, and Reckless Impulse usually helps us get to our 4th land quickly as well. And because I have haste, I have a first turn move too, so this is not a bad hand. But I really have to keep this for 3 or 4 turns. And normally this is the deck that I do take into ranked if I'm playing Modern Standard ranked, if I'm not playing Historical ranked. My I have a tendency to play historical ranked more than anything when I'm doing ranked battles. It's probably because I like the shrines, and my shrines were in historical, so that's where I started. When I joined online and started doing ranked, I joined historical to use my shrines. I love my shrines. I like my opponent's name, Monodon. Okay, they get to choose a creature, so I'm going to lose my Ronin? Or are they going to take the Loner now? Alchemist Gambit is no longer a surprise. Or they could just incubate for 3 if they feel like. If they take the Loner, I do get another hit or 2 in with the Ronin. If they've got a removal spell, then they wouldn't be afraid to leave the Loner in there and wait for me to get it out. They don't like the ill-tempered Loner. So it does mean I get some more damage in. If this is a discard deck, they could just get rid of it in a second anyway. And see that all I got was land out of that. Incubate 2, and they transform it. And I think we do this. And bring on our chick. I don't know what sound it makes. I mean, it makes a kind of screeching, eagle-y sound almost when it comes out onto the battlefield. That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound what the Phoenix chick should really sound like to me. But, you know, it's not my world. Oh, life gain. Oh, gross. Okay. I should have played that differently. I could have got the Ronin out at the same time for another 2 points. So we'll see if that costs me this match. Board wipes are what kills you. Haste allows you to get your creatures out, and you're just looking to build up a critical mass of attackers. And they got their angel already. And we got nothing to defeat that angel. I do get my own ill-tempered Loner out finally, which we will attack with, because that can take out the angel. I'll trade you that. No? My Phoenix chick is kind of worthless against a Vigilance Flyer, so that's going to give us problems. They take the 4 points. Ah! Yeah, 4/4 flyer is tough on this deck. So what do I do? If I do nothing, I can turn that into a 4/4 next turn. But that's a whole turn of doing nothing. I guess let's go ahead and channel and see what else we can get going on. Okay. Okay. No attacks this turn. So we do get nighttime. We see if they have yet another removal. If they have another Vanquish the Weak, we're toast. Because this is not powerful enough. And I think that's probably going to be it for us. Especially since all I'm doing is getting the same Ronin. I didn't even mean to do that. I meant to discard that. We can't get past LH Norn now. So I'm going to channel that third one in Rabbit Battery. And we're nearly dead. So yeah, the kicker was, where is it? Render inert. Render inert's a good thing to do when you have, they'll probably just, ugh. The hits just keep coming. They've got way too much removal for us. They came prepared. So maybe it was a mistake to have Alchemist Gambit after all as a dead card in my hand for the entire match. If I'd mulliganed, maybe I could have gotten something different. It's hard to tell. Ah, you know what? We are still alive. With 1 point. Hey, it's at least one more turn than I thought I was going to get. That was the best top deck I could have gotten, really. Okay, they have a 2/2. We got that. I can't do anything against the flyers, can I? Yeah, I'm dead after all. That's the most we could do. We would have needed one of our removal spells to take out the Sky Warden at least, and then I wouldn't have attacked with Squee. Yeah, see there? We had Call in a Professional. It came up way too late. All of those channeling. Yeah, well. Yeah, I screwed up on that one. I don't know that there's something I could have done different that would have made a difference in the way that turned out, though. The way the mono-red decks are designed in particular, you're looking to win basically by turn 4, maybe by turn 5. And if things last beyond that, you're kind of at the mercy of your deck draw at that point if you're going to have a chance to win. I have had some occasions with this deck or the historical equivalent of it that have been kind of fun, where they'll have like 2 Phyrexian Obliterators out on the board and I still attack with 3 creatures and kill them, or I'll be able to take out a Shieldred or 2, 1 or 2 in a row. That kind of stuff is possible. And they gave me all my expensive cards up front. They're holding up priority with Evolving Wilds. They can crack it any time they want, but maybe they've got another land and... No, okay, they are going to crack it this turn. Sometimes people want to wait one more turn and see if they get a particular color land on their draw. But most of them like to crack it in the first turn. They've got a lot of extra cards, but they do have land and life gain. That's gross. Life gain already. Okay, turn 3, and they quit because we were going to have 7 points of damage, and whatever they had in their hand, that was going to mean at least 14 points of damage over the next 2 turns, this turn and next. And they would have been left with 4 life, and they did not have anything close to beating that. And I don't usually play this in the standard because I've grown to appreciate the strengths of mono red, and I do enjoy winning. So you know, it's not like I have too bad a taste in my mouth when I get a turn 3 or turn 4 win. But I do feel that it belongs in ranked. Like if you've got a good mono red aggro deck, you should be winning more than half your battles. You should be able to get up quite a bit into the ranks. And so why bother going into standard play when you could be climbing the ranks with it? So I'm usually playing all my other decks in standard, and when I feel like playing ranked, this is what I go in and, you know, if I played my Shrine deck and the arena happens to be against the Shrine, I've lost 5 or 6 in a row, which can happen even though my Shrine's a very winning deck. Then I know I have to switch, and then I'll switch to one of the mono-red aggros just to make up for all the losses that I got. But in this case, I just wanted a nice, easy environment so I could talk as we go and explain things without having to worry about distractions, and where there's not much of a consequence if I make a misplay or two, which I've already done. Oh. Can we take them out before the poison overtakes us? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. 3 colors. And a social climber, okay. Channel, get rid of that one for 2. Do 3 more points of damage. Because this one, when another creature enters, you gain 1 life, and we are not putting up with any life gain. No life gain for you. That's going to be a problem. So I think we have to go with Ill-Tempered Loner here to take out Adeline. And hopefully they don't have removal. I should have attacked with the Phoenix Chick. Phoenix Chick can't block. That was a misplay. But if they just attack with oh no. They've got so much stuff, I need a board wipe already. They just had something for every single turn. And they get their life gain out of it. Okay, so I blocked that one, of course. Two points of damage. What do we get rid of? Life gain? Or poison? Let's get rid of the poison. Get rid of all the poison. Hey, why is my... Hello? Give me my deck. Gee whiz. Phoenix Chick. Give the damage to the Phoenix Chick. Just attack over the top. Don't think it's going to be enough. They're still getting that life gain from this entrance, and now I should have got rid of the Social Climber and taken the poison. I didn't get a single removal spell in here. That's another misplay, really. Always take out... Oh, they're attacking with the Social Climber? Yes, please. Oh, they just got so much life gain, though, already. Oh, they took it back. They took it back. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Attack with everybody, I guess. Let's go ahead and give that to the Phoenix Chick. 2, 4, 6, 7. I don't know why they bothered blocking. I guess we do double strike. This is all we can do. And they get us. I don't know if that's a purposeful design of the deck. You don't see Social Climber used a lot. I kind of like it. I'm just wondering how much luck is involved, because they got Adeline, which gives them a creature every turn with Social Climber. They got Skrull's Hide, which gives them a token every turn with Social Climber. And they got Rabble Rousing, which gives them all these creatures, which gives them all that life. I have to believe that's like an intelligent design. I kind of like it. I do like it. But you notice we got repeats of the exact same creature, and what they got is they got every piece of their combo. 1, 2, 3, 4 unique cards. And a lot of times that just decides the battles for you. If you've got a devastating closer, like, you know, Shieldred can do it, where if you lose your first Shieldred and you get a second Shieldred threat in a row, sometimes that can run away with the game. But most of the other times, a lot of my losses are because I'm getting 3 copies of the exact same card at exactly the wrong time, and my opponent gets one of each of their 4 or 5 cards that are essential for their combo. Alright, we'll do one more. You have your choice on if you want to do Ronin first for 2 or set up the Phoenix Chick with Kamano for a permanent boost. Ooh, I kind of like that. Let's do Phoenix Chick and another Kamano, so that way we can bring out Goro Goro, or Squee if we get the land. And I like doing it this way with the boost with Kamano, because if they can't get rid of it, it's permanent +2, whereas we would have been wasting the mana each time getting out the Ronin all the time. And we wouldn't have any battlefield state to show for it. Alright, do they have a counter spell? Or maybe just a search card? Or a Fading Hope? That's what blue does. Okay, they do have counter target spell, which stops the new threat but doesn't stop what's on the field. New Capenna rules, they got 3 lands. They get rid of the chick. We're still not getting lands. Let's go ahead and put out 6 points of damage. If they block with the Cathar, we get our chick back. They're not willing to lose the chick. Board wipes still hurt them because they give me back the chick, and they know Ronin's up, and oh, hello. They couldn't... Oh, it's got lifelink, though. And land was not what we needed against that. We have to go digging. Just more land. Shoot. We can't do anything against the lifelink right now. We needed one of our removal spells by now. And this is where it kind of shows you a possible mistake by me of only going down to 21 lands, that it's so cheap and we can get to the land so quickly. Maybe okay, they're going to stay there. I can't use the channel on that because. Let's put down the Stormseeker. We've got that covered. So let's put down a Phoenix Chick. We just got to put down everything that comes up and see if we can overwhelm them or not. They're blue, so you have to give them a lot of extra time. They got to think about everything. They get rid of Shady Traveler. They're holding up 2 mana, so I'm assuming that's to counter a spell. Still not getting what we want. Let's put out the Ronin. Thank you. And now we'll put out the Stormseeker. Finally got a Stormseeker on board. Can't get through the life gain just yet. Someday they're going to give me one of my removal spells. It will happen someday, honest. Ah, that's what I need. This lets me get rid of the Archangel of Wrath. Oh, lovely. Do you have a counterspell? Ooh. Yeah. 1, 2. I think we just swing in with everybody. I think that gives us 10 points of damage no matter what. They know it. Who needs removal when you got a Howlpack Avenger? But again, if we didn't have the ability to give the Avenger haste, we would have just been putting it down on the field with Summoning Sickness, which would not necessarily have helped us. It would have given them another turn to draw a card, to think about what else they could do. Maybe they would have 2 spells they could cast and turn it back so that not every creature did damage. We'll go ahead and show you the deck one more time. All this month, remember, is Evergreen Tribal, where we take a keyword and we focus on it. Didn't have a chance to use Alchemist Gambit really this time around, but the Stormseekers were priceless. It would have been nice to get a call in the professional time or two later. Twin Shot Sniper, you got to use it once, but it didn't help us in that one. Love the Ill-Tempered Loners. No sign of Thundering Raiju this time. But this is a common red aggro shell. Kumano, Phoenix Chicks, Rabbit Battery, and Reinforced Ronin. That's pretty standard, I think. A lot of people like to use the Lizard Blades, but once you get into the... I think everybody's using Reckless Impulses now. I don't think it's just me. But Braids are common to see. Goro is common to see. But when you get into the 2-drops, Red has a lot of different things they can do. So there actually is quite a bit of variety in how you can see these decks configured. But most of them all accomplish basically the same type of stuff one way or another. And I think we'll leave it there. Leave comments as you like. Remember, like and subscribe. And we'll catch you next time where we'll focus on another keyword tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.